This is stupid. Hello, it's me, the Soul Fountain Man. Jimmy Oddteeth, back at it again with another equipment used video. This one, bit late, not gonna lie. I actually did record this a few months ago, but I wasn't happy with the footage, so this is take two. So basic gist, I'm gonna go over what equipment I used for Soul Fountain The Journey. You know what to do, Zito. So Soul Fountain The Journey is essentially a re-recording album. My personal favourite tracks from the last 2 years of Soul Fountain, so 2023 to 2025. Pretty straightforward in terms of content, I would say. In terms of pedals and guitars and amplifiers, let's just start with the usual guitar pedals. These can wait. Let me go get my pedal ball. It's different from how it used to be, and unfortunately, I don't own a lot of the pedals that I used on the Journey anymore. I've actually recently sold them. So, basically, my Behringer Tube Amp Simulator, that got used on the Journey. My A-Music 5-band EQ, I'm fairly certain, got used as well, along with my trusty Behringer Hellbabe, that's it. That got used on it, still got that, I'm not gonna part with that for a while. My Digitech Whammy Ricochet for songs like Heartless, Incarnate, basically any songs with whammy, and I'm fairly certain all the songs with bass. So essentially every song got some whammy usage. And my Behringer NR300. The noise reducer on the end, I'm fairly certain actually came into play on this album as well. And, of course, for clean bits, I think on some tracks I used my Harley Benton Classic Chorus, but this, for the time being, is retired from my pedal board until I either get a bigger one or just want to swap out one of the effects. It's probably not going to happen for a while though, so ah well. My Tube Amp Sim, moved that on, like I said, as well as the A-Music EQ. They were good for a time, but again, with the album that I'm currently working on, the self-title, which I'm fairly certain I have announced actually. I think I announced that in the previous update video, so this one here with the axolotl, go check it out if you want. 20% of my board has changed, so these two pedals are new, but I'll go into detail about those if I get around to making an equipment use video on the self-title. That's it in terms of guitar pedals, basically. Same shit from Grinding Power, basically, barring the A-Music EQ. In terms of guitars, my RG600, my beloved thing, plenty of use on the cover and quite a lot of tracks as well. Can't remember which ones exactly, but a lot like the standard tuning ones got a fair bit of use out of that. While I'm on the topic of my RG600 actually, this thing has been returned to passive pickups. She's entirely wired up. Output jack's there now. Got the toggle switch back. And it's with the white cap that she used to have when I got her like nearly 6 years ago now. Jesus Christ. Epiphone pickups in it. I keep meaning to actually remember what pickups they are. I know they're high output ones, so they are pretty damn good. They used to be in my Goth Explorer initially, but then I put them in this. They've essentially just been in this for as long as I can remember. I tried swapping them out for a hot rail between Cylinders and the Journey. That's the main reason it was out of action. My RX 700, making its album debut, got a lot of use on this album especially. So like this one, my RG600 was out of commission for the latter half of the album. So my RX stood in for it, and yeah, I kinda like how that one sounds, so yeah. Ibanez, I only got it like last month, give or take, maybe like the month before that. So that hasn't been used, obviously. The album came out in May, for fuck's sake. And my Harley Benton DIY kit SG, otherwise known as Shimura, because Cult of the Lamb is pretty damn cool, got use on Heartless, Incarnate, basically a lot of the lower tuning songs Shimura was used, and pretty damn chonky as well. This has recently been loaded with EMG 81 at the bridge and the neck, because the EMG 81 that's at the neck was in my RG600. The single coil that used to be in this, which was in my Harley Benton EX84, which I don't have at the moment. My uncle has that. Basically replaced the single coil with another 81 because I just like dual humbuckers. So I've got to find use for that single coil now. Shimura got a lot of use on the journey. And in terms of amplifiers, I reiterate a quote from the last video from Ornell Cylinders that basically summed up my usage of amps for this album. So yeah, I didn't use amps, to put it bluntly. Same shit as Cylinders, straight into a audio interface, my Behringer UMC, whatever the fuck name here, thanks editing gob. In terms of recording software, I use Soundtrap to record all the main instrumentals and shit, so the bass, the drums, guitars, all that nice nasty shit. GarageBand was used primarily for vocals. I think it was only used for vocals, and that's probably how I'm gonna keep recording my music moving forward. So Soundtrap for the instrumentals, and then GarageBand just export the vocals over via Discord or some shit. It's a weird system, but Soundtrap doesn't tend to do quite well with vocals, for me at least. So GarageBand is the way that I do that. That's essentially it. It's very similar stuff to what was on Grinding Power, barring a new guitar at the time, a different EQ pedal, and I think that's it. So yeah, that's the equipment that I used on The Journey by Soul Fountain. Can't really go into much more detail. It was very similar to the Cylinders album, and overall, production-wise, it followed a very similar routine or similar process. So, fun! My name's been James Latif, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!